Isolation at 60 years old. It's both a physical and a mental experience, and it can happen to anyone. I'm self-isolating because the government has identified me as being vulnerable to COVID-19. These are my thoughts on how I coped with isolation. They may be of interest to you. We all have family and friends. Some we like, some we don't. During my isolation, I've been revaluing my friendships. I have examined the positive and the negatives of each relationship. What do they bring to my life? What do I get from them and what do I give to them? Relationships are a two-way street. If I'm getting positives, I need to return positives. If I'm receiving negatives, I really need to think about whether this is worth continuing. I want to fill my personal space with people I like and that like me. I am lucky. I have some very good friends and acquaintances. It takes hard work to maintain that relationship. During this time in lockdown, I've had time to do it. I'm trying very hard to fill my mental space with positive relationships. Later on in the video, we'll discuss how I'm doing that. Even at 60, change is possible. I can give you a good example here. There is a certain shop that I really hate to go into. And sometimes I do go into it. And when I'm in it, I think, why am I here? Why? So the thing is, when you want to change something, you've got to do it in small ways. Change your life in small ways. For me, cut out going to the shop I don't like. I don't like horror films, so I'm not going to watch them anymore. New experiences don't have to be grand gestures. I don't like romantic films, perhaps I could try watching one. Isolation at 60 is a great time for growing and learning. There are so many things at 60 I don't know. The internet is a wealth of knowledge. We can all learn something new from it every day. I'm trying to learn Italian. Little by little, step by step, I'm learning, and only from an internet YouTube video. I think one thing I should do is look at YouTube videos on how to cut my hair. I do believe every sunrise is a blessing. Every new day is a new opportunity. If you are advancing in years and feeling isolated, it may seem like an uphill struggle to see new opportunities. But if you're watching this, you have the perfect opportunity. Facebook in particular is a wonderful place to find friends. Facebook itself gives you a whole list of people that you may want to know. Click and request friendships from the people that seem interesting, from the people that are similar in age to you. I live by the sea and I love it, but because I am in isolation, I can't go out and look at it. But I've joined a Facebook group that does post pictures of the sea, and they're beautiful pictures because it's the cleanest it's been in a long time. I have a connection with the people in the group. It's simple. We both enjoy the seaside. There are hundreds of groups on Facebook. It's hard, if you're a private person, to be open. You don't have to tell them everything, your entire life, just a smidge. I am grateful for small acts of kindness. During isolation, social media has been awash with acts of kindness. The sweetest stories have been about waving. Children waving to people in isolation. Family waving to their relatives through the window. Friends saying hello. They can't come in, I'm in isolation, but they can wave. I think one of the most important things of isolation in advancing years, I am over 60, is to be open to the support and the kindness shown by others and not to question it, but just to accept it for what it is, a kind gesture. I suppose this comes back to right at the beginning when we discussed positive, creating your own space, having positive people in your space. I discussed in a previous video that people that are busy people are interesting people. People that are busy people have goals and plans, ambitions. If we're isolated and if we're advancing in years, I am 60, can we do this? Can we have goals and ambitions? And the answer is, of course we can. Perhaps the key here is to have simpler goals, simpler plans, simpler ambitions. Just lately, I've started a journal. I write down everything that I want to do and I tick it off when I've done it. I have found that since I have started recording goals and plans, I've achieved so much more. One of the simple things I've recorded is repot my sunflowers. It seems silly to write it down and have it as a plan, but there it is, and I achieved it. Ask 5 friends to be friends with me on Facebook. Wave at somebody out of the window. Ring somebody up and renew an acquaintance. They're all plans, all goals, and if we don't start them, we don't achieve them. Write it down. Record positive thoughts. Record positive goals. A strange thing that has happened in my isolation and in my advancing years is the quandary between being satisfied with what I have and wanting more. I have more clothes than I could wear in a month of Sundays, and yet I still want more. I have more makeup than I can actually put on my face, and yet I still want more. Why? I think the answer is simple. Life never stops. It's rolling on, it's advancing. I want new experiences, new clothes, new makeup, new outings, new thoughts, new people to speak to. It just takes a lot of effort to do that. I am happy with the here and now. This is the present that I live in. We're living in difficult times at the moment. I cannot go out. I cannot let people in. I am isolated. For the last 3 months, coronavirus lockdown has taken so much from me. It's taken my social interaction, it's taken my ability to wander at will, but it's also given me so much more. It's given me opportunity to think about isolation, to think about what I can do to prevent it happening for long periods in future. It's given me the opportunity to think about how I can plan for a better life. Isolation has been an effect of the coronavirus lockdown, but I've had to be interactive and positive in order to make sure that my isolation is not enduring. Start your own journey out of isolation. Make small changes. Take small steps. Please feel free to comment and make that your first step to ending isolation. Have fun experimenting.